He's at like half. I can't finish that. Not a chance to.
Guy near Mike, guy near Mike.
Widow's down.
Thanks. I'm up.
Oh, I got pulled.
Monkey, stop.
Ooh, shield.
Pharaoh's down.
Monkeys. Ow.
Genji behind us coming from bank.
Monkey
Lucio's down.
Nice.
Monkey shield down.
Let's clean up that monkey. He's dead. Anything else on point still?
Widow's down.
Genji-
Widow's down.
Yep.
Genji up in the window room.
I'll watch for him, don't worry.
Okay. I'll watch forward. Fuck.
Pharaoh's
I
down.
forgot there's no wall there.
Nice shot, huh?
Hello and welcome back to Blackwatch Intel, and holy hell was that clip not insane. Does anybody remember the old Widowmaker? Well, I most definitely do. Widowmaker was actually my first main back in Season 1, and admittedly, she was pretty ridiculous, but I want to go on ahead and just look back in time and look at the nerfs that she received back in, I believe it was June 2016, and you can actually see that on the screen. So Widow's Kiss, alternate fire, scope shot, base damage decreased from 15 to 12. Note, scoped shot damage multiplier remains unchanged. Headshot damage multiplier increased from 2 times to 2.5. Player must now wait for the unscoping animation to completely finish. In for sight, ultimate cost increased by 10%. And the developer comment was, in the right hands, Widowmaker can often feel unstoppable, even when just landing body shots instead of critical headshots. The changes to her alternate fire weakens body shot damage while leaving her headshot damage unchanged. Additionally, we felt her ultimate ability, infrared sight, was coming up a little too frequent, especially considering its impact on the game. So, when we look back in time, and you can actually just see it, when you're body shotting people with old school OG Widow, she was pretty insane. She was basically a super versatile version of McCree. And there are two main things about Widowmaker, from my perspective, that made her overpowered in the olden days. And one was her versatility, her ability to do multiple things, and it was kind of like the freedom that she had. She just had this very fluid, free-flowing kind of mechanical play, and I'm going to get into that a little bit more. And her second was ridiculous damage output and strength. Now we can see in these patch notes, just by looking at the numbers, that they actually reduced and nerfed that ridiculous damage. And I want to go on ahead and say flat out that the Widowmaker damage-wise that we have on the live servers of Overwatch right now is perfect. She's not ridiculously overpowered, she's definitely a high-skill hero, but there's something about her as an old-school Widow main, as someone that used to play pretty much nothing but Widow. I find myself having a really hard time just even jumping on a game with Widow and having a good time. And there's one specific reason, and that's going to be the line that was in the patch notes that says, players must now wait for unscoping animation to completely finish before scoping. Have you ever felt like Widowmaker just is a single scope hero now? And I feel like I'm sure these discussions have happened in the past, but this fully unscoping animation just makes her so not fun to play. And while, you know, XD, LOL, MLG quickscoping is definitely a thing, it made her playstyle so ridiculously fun and so versatile. Like I said earlier in this video, she had this fluidity about her that allowed her to make decisions on the fly about whether she wanted to quickly scope in and take a shot or hold the scope to try to get, you know, that 100% damage multiplier. And overall, it just doesn't feel like Widow is in a fluid, very, you know, good state of mechanical play. Now, that said, I understand that there are great Widows out there that definitely enjoy her current state, that, you know, really thrive in this version of Widow, but I don't think that changing her to increase her scope speed or almost revert it back to the way it was, or get it in somewhere in the middle, would hurt those players at all. Anybody who has the insane mechanical aim that you need, that's required of a strong Widowmaker player, is going to have strong Widowmaker play. So I want to go ahead and say, with that, you know, with everything that I've said so far, I don't think this would actually hurt Widowmaker players or change up even the way they have to play. If anything, it just adds the option to be more versatile, to move around a little bit more, to make decisions with your scope a little better. I know for myself specifically, there are certain scenarios where, you know, a Pharah or a Genji will get right above you, and it's unviable to drop your scope, look up, and rescope. You actually just have to swipe your mouse straight up and pray you get a random shot, because you really can't lose that multiplier, and you really can't force yourself into basically CCing yourself in an animation of unscoping. So it's a really weird spot for Widowmaker to be in, because I think she's actually an amazing hero. I think her design, her kit is fantastic, but it was the old school days of Widowmaker that made her, you know, get this massive nerf that I feel like partially has been overlooked from so long ago. And I kind of just wanted to share my thoughts on it at very least. So, what do you think? Is the, you know, ridiculous quickscoping animation an actual issue? Do you think that makes her OP even if she does the same exact damage she does now? And if there was some form of rebalancing that did need to happen with it, well, I would love to see, you know, the developers or, you know, someone in the community come up with an idea for that. But ultimately, you know, just to kind of recap, I just don't think mechanically she feels very fun to play. I think Widowmaker is the sniper of the game, the sniper of the game. She's not the Hanzo, she's not the Ana, and everybody loves to play the sniper. But when she's clunky, when she's weak, when dive comp is so strong, it's just so hard to get, you know, versatility out of a character like that. And ultimately, to me, I just think she feels, you know, kind of like a beta hero, kind of clunky, and she feels sluggish to play. So those are my thoughts. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Please do not leave without leaving a like, and subscribe for future content. We're going to be pushing out videos all the time. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you for the next video.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire inside of me? Do you see the sparks that I'm setting free? Does the beat take you over? You just